Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlie Wilkerson, and this is my wildcard speech for SPCH 1113 Introduction to Public Speaking for the Summer 1 session of 2025. The title of my presentation is Blurricane, a historical snowstorm in Hurricane Alley. This speech follows an informative style and you see a little play on words here. The other option was Her Izzard, which doesn't sound as nice, so I thought Blurricane would be a good option for the title of this presentation. So every single number that is mentioned in this presentation will either be a record high or so close to a record that is over a century old. So these conditions started in southeastern United States on Saturday, January 19th of this year. And you'll see on this chart over here where the overnight temperatures on January 22nd got so low to where it was 2 degrees in southern Louisiana, which is extremely rare. Of the morning of the 22nd, the lows were 7 degrees in Baton Rouge, 4 degrees in Lafayette, and in New Iberia, which is relatively an hour west of New Orleans, was about 2 degrees. This historic blizzard formed in the exact same style that a hurricane does. So meteorologists in the southeastern part of the United States were very intrigued by that fact. Here are two satellite pictures of when the storm was over the United States. On the left-hand side, also over parts of Mexico, and on the right-hand side is a satellite image of the snow coverage that this storm left, which was so historic that by this time in the year, granted very early on, some parts of the southeastern United States had actually received more snow than northern U.S. cities such as Chicago. This snowstorm first made landfall in Texas on the night of January 20th in the Beaumont area, where it received 4.5 inches of snow. The Lake Charles National Weather Service issued its first ever blizzard warning for the southeastern part of Louisiana and surrounding states on January 21st, which was the morning that this snowstorm made its way through the southeastern part of the United States. Baton Rouge received 7.6 inches of snow, New Orleans 8. Thibodaux, which is about 90 minutes west of New Orleans, received 8.5. Mobile, Alabama, 7.5, and Pensacola, Florida, with 10 inches of snow, which crushed the all-time record for the state of Florida. These 8 states in the surrounding southeastern area all had records for snowfall. This map to the right shows every single area where snowfall recorded was a record, and these white to blue dots in the Texas area, as well as up in North Carolina and South Carolina, are traces of snow, meaning less than a tenth of an inch of snow was recorded, and that was an all-time high for this area. Just to see how historic this snowstorm is mind-boggling. A large trough was in the upper atmosphere to help form this storm, which is an elongated area of relatively low atmospheric pressure. And I want you to think of a line in the atmosphere where heat pushes it up and cold air gets pushed down into the atmosphere. And this was pushed in the southeast direction, obviously towards Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia area. The moisture from the Gulf of Mexico was drawn northward, and that collision of the moisture and the cold, dry air was a lake effect snowstorm. And this stretched from the Great Lakes all the way down to the Gulf Coast, this trough did. This collision created one of the biggest snowstorms this area has ever seen, with drier, fluffier snow, where it was an unusually high snow to liquid ratio, the Mobile, Alabama National Weather Service estimated, ranging from a 10 to 1 or 15 to 1 ratio, which is extremely high. It's what you see in the northern United States, which is a drier, fluffier snow, which sticks a lot better to the ground. It's not like most snow flurries that we see around here. And these are pictures on the right. I actually go to LSU, even though I live 45 minutes away from Magnolia in a town called Taylor. I attend Louisiana State University, and these are pictures from me living in this experience, this historic moment. I got to experience a hurricane and a blizzard in southern Louisiana in the same time frame, which was absolutely crazy. You could see a picture of me standing in the snow. It was 7.8 inches. My entire foot was covered, and I had to kick snow to walk around. You can see our mascot, Mike the Tiger, and Tiger Stadium in the background of this picture where I'm standing on the ramp of our arena. Just a little shout out. We just won our 8th national championship in baseball, so go Tigers. But it was really surreal to be able to experience a snowstorm in southern Louisiana where I went down there to escape the cold. So, a very interesting part about this snowstorm is that it didn't stop here. You would figure once it moved into the ocean, it would disintegrate like a hurricane does, but it actually kept growing to where when it left the southeastern coast, it traveled northeast towards the United Kingdom to where it was named Storm Aowen on January 21st in the United Kingdom. It hit on January 24th in the United Kingdom and Norway on the 25th, and it was the strongest windstorm in over 25 years in the Republic of Ireland with up to 100-mile-per-hour gusts. And this storm dissipated on the 27th of January, so it was formed for about 10 days, and it actually caused 16 fatalities in the United States and the United Kingdom. And these are my references. I'd like to thank you all for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed this class and getting to hear all of your presentations.